Nestled deep in the Cairngorms lies an isolated valley cut off from the world, only accessible by foot and those willing to walk themselves in. When you arrive, you are greeted by some of the tallest mountains in Britain rising up on either side, creating a valley so large it contains hills and plateaus and a river of freezing cold water. It was here in this valley that I spent the night, in an almost prehistoric looking landscape that truly puts the wild in wild camp. Alright guys, guess what we're doing today? Yeah, it's another wild camp. Surprise! You know, when I did my first one, like, when was it? It's only a few months ago. So many of you commented and said, oh, this is the first of many, Chloe, you started something now. And in my head I was like, yeah, I probably have. I've really enjoyed this. I didn't realise quite how true what you were saying was. You guys know exactly what you were talking about. Because, I get it, you just get hooked, don't you? Our route for the camp was pretty simple. We parked for free at the Bridge Hotel and headed along the footpath starting at Merker's campsite. It was then a straight 12k walk along the footpath, taking us through the Queen's Forest for the first 6k and then entering the incredible Glen Einich Valley for the second, ending at Einich. As we set off from the flat and perfectly maintained footpaths, we honestly had no idea what an incredibly wild and isolated landscape we were headed towards. It was to be a stark contrast to the green forests of the first 6k. We'd only looked at OS maps to find this camp. We loved the look of the contouring, showing what looked to be an incredible valley overlooked by the third highest mountain in Britain. But apart from that, we didn't look up pictures or videos, so had no idea what to expect. It's safe to say, it meant we were even more stunned by what we found. Just where it was needed. Look at that shroom! It's like something you draw as a kid. I didn't know mushrooms like that existed. I thought they only existed in drawings. That was cool. In the eye of time, nobody is losing. Faces merchant change, but your face remains the same. The swallows will be here by dawn. When we're finally sober, they'll be gone. The trees will bloom and ice will melt. We'll always remember how it felt. Hi.
Gonna be at the club for the night, yeah?
Yeah. So we just met a lovely woman on a mountain bike who was asking us if we were going into camp in the valley. So of course we said yes. We'd just reached a fork in the trail and she said that if we took one path, it wasn't as steep, but it was quite boggy, or if we take the other one, which we have taken, then it's much steeper. I think we've got about 200 to 300 elevation to gain over it, but a lot better terrain, so we've opted for that one. She also asked us if we're prepared for the Midges, to which I said not really. You know, I'm completely new to landscape for this. I've never really experienced a full onslaught of Midges. I'm still really naive to it. She asked if we got midge spray, to which the answer was yes. She then looked at us and said, do you have nets? To which I said no, very sheepishly. We've been meaning to get it, and today, I don't know, we might pay for it. She said they're really bad up there. And although breeze was forecast today, actually at the moment it's feeling pretty still, which isn't great for Midges. I don't know, we'll see. For now though, it's gorgeous. I've even got in my shorts, can you believe that? Mid-September in the Cairngorms. Amazing. Oh, that was the muddy trail she was talking about. Someone dropped the trail mix. Most of them. You've done a good job clearing it up. this part of the walk is not something I expected. It is stunning. Like, it really makes me like feel like it's, I don't know, there's something about the shape of the land. Like, we're in a big valley with big mountains, but then there's like these smaller hills within it with flat tops. I don't know, it's just really kind of prehistoric or Jurassic Age. I really like if a brachiosaur like popped its head up over one of these hills. I wouldn't be surprised. Just be like, yeah, fair play, you should be here. It's so stunning. Isn't it exciting when you just kind of put a pin on the map, no expectations, and then you just find an absolute gem. Although I must say, the midges are already swarming. I don't want to look up. Yeah, we could be in for a rough one. We should probably pitch soon.
The deeper into the valley we headed, the more spectacular and remote it became, until we felt completely isolated and cut off from the world.
So we found our pitch. To be honest, we'd wanted to get further in, right to the lock, but it's still like another 5k on from here, and we're getting pretty hungry, and the midges have started to come out, so we just kind of wanted to get pitch before we get eaten alive by those. So yeah, we also wanted to be a bit higher up ideally, but to get up there, I don't know, firstly Josh's knee is an issue, and secondly it looks quite boggy in places, and yeah, the view from here is absolutely just fine. So we're going to settle. We got some dehydrated meal today. I think it's chili con carne on the menu. Things have taken a downhill turn. The midges are, yeah, they're pretty bad. They're pretty bad. Loads of them on the jet boil. Loads and loads. Can you see the midges? Oh my god. Yeah, that woman was right. They're pretty bad. I feel like we've left it too late to get into the tent now. Like, Josh's like back is absolutely crawling with them, so I don't want to take them into the tent. I feel like we just got to wait this out. But the gas ran out on our jet boil as well, so we can still have the meals cold, so they're just not as nice, but it's okay. It's not the end of the world. It's just these midges. But the place is still beautiful, so that's okay. They're just everywhere.
Since we hadn't walked the whole length of the valley and the midges were not letting us stay still, we were both pushed and pulled to go on to a wander deeper still into the valley. To our left loomed Breiriach, the third tallest mountain in Britain, and all around was the sound of running water from the nearby river, and the foothills were covered in the deep purple of heather and bloom. With night closing in, the land was streaked in both shade and sun, the golden light highlighting the incredible contours of the land.
This place is magical. Midges are gone now. Suddenly everything's fine again.
Good morning. I'm already bundled up because it's a lot colder today. You might be able to hear the wind is beating on the tent. So a bit different weather to tomorrow, but it will still be nice. I slept well in the end, but I didn't get enough sleep. We tried to get into sleep about 10, and I wasn't asleep by 1 because I have such an overactive imagination. I don't know about you, but I don't know, I just thought I kept hearing things, even though I had my earplugs in. And at one point I looked up and I swear I saw like 2 lights looking into the tent, walking along. It seems so real in my head, but actually I'm thinking now, the moon last night, it's a full moon, and it was so ridiculously bright that it actually looked like someone had got a floodlight on our tent. So I think in my like panicked mind, I just looked up, saw the light, and then for some reason my mind, just because of the way it thinks, said, oh, it's a flashlight moving, even though it actually wasn't. Yeah. But I managed to get it out of my head in the end, and then I had quite a nice sleep. And the earplugs, thank you for the recommendations, everyone. So we've got a long hike back out again, and then we're going to stop off at a cafe for cake, because it's what you do, isn't it?
Once up and out of the tent, we packed up, took in the last of the views and left without a trace.
I've absolutely loved this hike and area. If you're ever coming up to the Cairngorms, I really recommend this hike. Feels like a bit of a gem. If you were doing it all in one day, it would be quite a long hike, be about 22k, so it would be a long day. However, the upside is it's really easy terrain. It's flat and there's well laid paths the whole way, and you don't need to be able to nav, you just need to be able to follow a path in a straight line. So that's great. The one thing you would need to watch out for is just to check if it has been raining or if it is due to rain, because we did have to cross the river quite a few times, and if it was in spate, then that would be hard. Or if you camp overnight and it chucks it down, you might actually be a bit stuck in the morning. But other than that, great. In a weird way, it was kind of nice to experience the Midges, because now I know what it's like, and I feel like I've been truly initiated into Scottish wild camping. So there is that. I hope you enjoyed that one. I really did. And subscribe if you want to come along for more. I'm here in Scotland now. Cairngorms is my playground. I'll be here a lot. Thank you so much for coming along with me. As always, all your lovely support, comments, go get adventuring. And I'll see you next time. All right, bye.